Hey, I'm Adam Booth, founder of 123 Profit. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to make a decision about whether or not 123 Profit is right for you. So what I'm going to try to do here is give you a full recap of what this is all about so that you can make an informed decision. Now, one thing I want you to know from the outset is that this is something that is closing down very, very soon. And by that, I mean when the doors close, you won't be able to get in. No one will be able to get in ever again. So time really is of the essence here. Now, 123 Profit is a cash flow system. It's an online business model where we can make huge amounts of money without selling absolutely anything. And in all the experience I've had online, I've never seen anything quite like this. And I think as a starting point, if we look at the way the model works, we start off by finding an offer. We find a simple offer that can pay us commissions, but these are offers that will pay us high commissions, potentially $100 or more commission for each lead that we generate. Now, we're not needing to make any sales here to be able to make these commissions. All we're doing is capturing information, and we're doing it on a simple one-page website. So we don't have any complications with setting up the website. We can tap into one of thousands of different offers out there. And then once we've chosen an offer and we've set up a simple website, we then activate what we call micro traffic. And micro traffic is typically we start off using paid traffic, but with a micro budget of somewhere in the sort of $5 to $25 per day range. And we can start getting a trickle of traffic coming in, and we can actually start generating money from that. And the reason we're able to make money from such a small amount of traffic is because we've got very, very high conversion rates. So we're looking at 30, 40, 50, even up to 60% of our visitors converting into people that actually make us money. So converting into commissions, essentially. So if you think about this for a moment, if you get 10 visitors come to a website and you're able to convert 5 of them into commissions, and if you're making $100, just call it $50 per commission that you get, then that would be $250 from just 10 people coming to a website. And this is one of the huge differentiating factors when you look at the amount of money that you can make from this when compared to other business models. Now, since 2005 when I started, I have built up 6 different multi-million-dollar businesses over that time, and I've tried absolutely everything out there. I know from first-hand experience that with an e-commerce store, you might be looking at the 1 to 3% conversion rate range, meaning that 1, 2, 3% of people that land on your website are going to actually make you money. So if you've got 100 people coming in, you might make 3 conversions, $20 a conversion, you make $60 from 100 visitors in an e-commerce website. Something pretty similar for traditional affiliate marketing or information-based businesses. But with what we're doing here with 123 Profit, if we get 100 people coming in and we can convert, say, 30 of them, for example, and then if we're making, call it $50 per conversion, we're looking at $1,500 for 100 people that come to a website. It's in a whole other league. And even if you're only getting, let's say, a 20% conversion rate and making maybe $30 a sale, you're still looking at so much more in terms of profit than you can get in any other system that I've ever seen before. Now, what we do with 123 Profit is when we bring people in, we have this objective of getting people to $500 in profit per day in the first 30 days. Now, for most business models, that would be almost impossible. But for what we're doing here, because we get incredibly high conversion rates, and because we don't need much traffic, but the traffic's also easy to get, and because the websites are so simple, this is actually doable. And recently, I was challenged to put together a case study where I could showcase how much money I could make in a 50-day period. And I did over $50,000 on a brand new website in a brand new niche that I didn't know anything about in 50 days, over $50,000 in 50 days, and hit that $500 per day mark in the first 30 days. And that's the objective here. That's our battle cry, if you like, is to get you to $500 per day in profit in the first 30 days. And we've had a group of pilot program members, beta testers, if you like, come through and experience the system firsthand, and they all started out from complete scratch. They all finished up with a website, and 100% of those beta testers ended up with a website that was making them money after the 7 to 10 week period was up. And I'm not just talking about, $20, $50, $100 per day. Every single one of them got to over $400 per day, and they were able to do that because they were tapping into this incredible recipe. So how are we going to get you to earning money with this? The way that we do it is through a series of components that we've put together, which are designed to help you get making money faster, and to make the whole process much, much easier. So if we look at these one by one, we start off with the blueprint. Now, the blueprint part of the component is where we're giving you the entire system laid out for you. This is something that we've been doing since 2006. That was when I first got started with this. And we're detailing the exact recipe, the method that we use, in bite-sized videos that are designed for newbies to be able to come through. We've got 100 different videos that are set up step by step by step, guiding you through every step of the way. They're inside a members area. And in addition to the videos, we've also got PDFs, transcripts, mind maps. We know that different people learn in different ways, so we're trying to cover all of the bases there. Now, the blueprint that we're giving you is the recipe, if you like, to be able to make thousands of dollars per day from this. I mean, in my business, we've earned up to $10,000 in a single day. I think the best day this year so far is something like $9,000, and we're just getting started. And we've done over $1.3 million in a single year just using this model. So the scale potential is huge, and we break down exactly what we do to set everything up and to run it on a day-by-day basis in the blueprint section. Now, in addition to that, we also provide coaching, and what we do with coaching is try to give you multiple touch points every single week. So we start off with one core training webinar every single week, and this is where we go through what the milestones are for that week. We cover any housekeeping and updates, and then in addition to that, we do 3 office hours sessions as well. Now, our office hours sessions are where we're sitting down with you over Zoom, and we might do live demonstrations of something that we might be working on or learning about at that given moment in time. We might do hot seats, where we take what someone has been working on and put it under the microscope and dissect it and share what could be done to get better results and faster results. We dive into mindset, we do Q&A, and so much more. And the coaching is incredibly valuable. And what's also valuable is that you're getting 4 touch points every single week. And by the way, if you can't do any of these and attend any of these things live, it's always in the members area, so you can come back to it and go through it at your own pace. Now, I mentioned earlier how I did over $50,000 in 50 days and really sort of battle tested the system, and I was challenged to do that. And what I did was, after doing that, was I packaged it all up into a case study. So in this case study, we guide you through step by step by step exactly how I went from starting with a brand new campaign to making over $50,000 in the first 50 days. You see absolutely everything. You see the keywords that we were using, the exact website, exactly how we set it up, how things grew from a trickle of traffic into making thousands of dollars per day. And I remember when I was getting started online back in 2005, this was the kind of thing that I was screaming out for. This was the kind of thing that I desperately wanted to get my hands on, because I think it's hard to beat an example where you can just watch someone going along and actually doing something. I think as good as this is for training, it's also incredibly motivational and inspirational. So 50K and 50-day case study is incredible and unlike anything that we had ever done before. Now, in addition to all of this, we've also got done for you components. As part of the whole process, we have got a lot of templates that we've sort of polished and perfected over the years. Remember, we've been doing this model since 2006, and you're going to be able to tap into them from day one. So you're getting 15 years of experience right there, and not just experience, but we've sent over 10 million visitors into our pages over that time, and these things are absolutely tested, and they are the best performing pages that you could possibly get. So when you're thinking about stacking all advantages in your favor and putting yourself in a position where you really can't lose, you want to have the very best pages and the very best templates and the very best emails and the very best ads, and that's exactly what we're doing for you in component number 4, which is the done for you confidential documents and access to things that we've never shared with anyone before. Now, if there's a magic bullet to all of this, it's what we've got here in number 5, because this is Profit Suite. This is something that we have invested over $1 million into developing, and it's got 3 main elements. The first is a master list of offers, and what the offer master list is designed to do is to allow you to identify an offer that you can start selling quickly. So we've filtered out the types of offers that don't work, and we can connect you up with the different marketplaces where you can basically tap into these offers and start selling them for yourself. Now, that would traditionally be an obstacle or a barrier for people, because if you don't get a good offer, then it's going to make it so much more difficult to actually start selling. And finding an offer is the first step in the system. So the first part of Profit Suite, the first element that we've created there, is the offer master list. The second element of Profit Suite is a piece of software called Phantom. And Phantom is the engine that's going to run your machine. It's the engine that's going to run your business and allow you to start making this cash flow, even within 24 hours of turning on the traffic potentially. What Phantom does is it allows you to build pages, but do so in such a way whereby you are building the perfect page that is going to stack all the chances of making a commission in your favor. And again, that's based on over 15 years of actually doing this ourselves. So it's more than just a page builder. It's more of like a fusion of a page builder with all of our best practices, all of our standard operating procedures, all boiled down, and gets you to the point where you can build the kind of web page that you need in under 3 minutes. In fact, I filmed myself doing this the other day, and it took me 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get a page from being non-existent to up on the web, and not just up on the web, but formatted and ready to go and ready to get traffic. So Phantom is something that is incredible and is going to make your life so much easier when you're actually going about building your very first web page and then managing it thereafter, because it has all the statistics. You can do all kinds of things inside of Phantom. It really is a magic bullet in terms of actually building the page. Now, in addition to Phantom and in addition to the offer master list, we've also got something called the mail machine. Now, a way that you can earn a lot more money and accelerate the kind of earnings that you've got from this is by leveraging your subscriber base, which you're going to be building as a byproduct of sending traffic in. It's just going to be building on its own. Now, there's a way that you can automate a sequence of emails to go out inside of Mail Machine and get so much more commissions coming in, so making your website and your business that much more profitable. Now, the reason we built Mail Machine, which is essentially an autoresponder, is because no other autoresponder in the industry that we had found is specialized in this particular model. So we set about building one ourselves that we could use in our own business, and we started doing this and building Phantom a couple of years ago, and right now we spent over $1 million in developing it. This is not just some throwaway software. This is software and technology that can help you build and run your business. There's different bits of AI built into it as well that will allow you to quickly spit out different headlines, add text, and so much more, as well as all of the templates that I mentioned in the Done For You part. They are all like built into Profit Suite. So all of these components are designed to work together. Now, the sixth part of this is all about scaling. And one thing that I've seen over the couple of decades that I've been doing this, and I've helped tens of thousands of people start their online businesses, is some people are able to get started, but they struggle when it comes to scaling bigger for whatever reason. They hit like a plateau, maybe it's $100 a day, something like that. And I think one thing that I've done well over the years is to scale incredibly well. In fact, I've done over $100 million in my businesses over the years, and with this particular model, scaling to $10,000 per day and even more than that. So what we've done and what we've worked into 123 Profit here is a scaling blueprint to guide you through on how to go from $100 per day up to thousands of dollars a day to the point where you're making 7 figures from your business. And this is a model that is incredibly scalable because of the types of traffic we use, and also you don't actually need that much traffic, remember, because you've got just astronomically high conversion rates, and I'll talk more about these in just a moment. So in the scaling module of 123 Profit, we've got advanced tactics, we've got strategy manuals, all designed to guide you through and allow you to scale your business once you've got money coming in. Now, the seventh component is the live event, and this is a 2-day virtual live event that you'll be able to tune into from the comfort of your own home. And this is where you're going to be able to hear from expert speakers, from some of our beta testers, industry experts who have earned millions of dollars online, and some of them might be specialized in things that are sort of on the fringes of what we're doing with 123 Profit, such as copywriting, for example, or split testing. These are things that you're going to learn about in here, but when we get to the live event, you're going to hear from experts. And typically, we would normally charge $1,000 per day for these types of live events. I've got a mastermind where we run live events, and we charge a couple of $1,000s for a weekend for people to be able to come to one of those. So the value here is absolutely huge. And then number 8 there is support, and we take this really seriously. I'm very proud of the support team and the support system that we've built up, and I believe that we've got, if not the best, then one of the best support systems in the industry. And we've got multiple layers here. So we've got support 24/7. We're going to be helping you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We've got a team who are located all throughout the world. So we've got literally 24 hours covered. And the key thing though is that the people that we've got working in our support team are people who are actually entrepreneurs running their own businesses, and they've been exposed to the 123 Profit model by virtue of the fact that they're on the team, and we've been training them up, getting them to the point where they can now run this, and many of them have got their own 123 Profit businesses that are already making the money and can help you. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to get access to me and my team of coaches who are going to be delivering a lot of the training as a second layer of support. And then on top of that, there's also a community forum as well, where you're going to be able to connect with the other members of 123 Profit and help one another. Now, the support is invaluable, because good support could be the difference between not succeeding with something and building a business that provides you with life-changing income and freedom for the rest of your life. So anyway, these are the 8 different components that will allow you to go from being a complete newbie potentially to making hundreds of dollars per day potentially using this system. Now, in addition to this, there are lots of other bits and pieces that I'm not going to get into in this video, but we've got things like badges, which will recognition badges that are going to appear next to your name in the community and in the members area and different places. And these are badges when you hit certain milestones like $100 per day and so on and so forth. And we've got badges that go right up to $2 million. Then we've also got a certification system, which is also a way to recognize milestones that you're hitting. But it's actually more than that, because when you hit certain levels of certification, it's going to essentially unlock new opportunities for you to work with us in different ways and actually partner with us in different ways as well. Now, I'm going to get on to what makes this 123 Profit system so different to everything else out there in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to let you know that this is absolutely battle tested. First of all, the business model in itself is battle tested, and this is something that massive companies have been using as part of their marketing toolbox for decades now. I mean, look at the likes of American Express, Apple, Uber, Geico Insurance, and many, many more have been using this model as a way to be able to capture information and market to their audience. So the way that we can make money from this is by providing these companies and thousands of others with information about people who are interested in what they've got to sell. So we don't have to do any of the selling though. We just get targeted visitors coming to our web pages, we capture their information, we pass that on to these companies that are participating in this form of marketing, which is also known as CPA marketing, cost per action marketing. And then these companies pay us regardless of what happens from there. So we're getting paid without needing to sell anything. And this is the big secret. This is the reason why we're able to get these astronomically high conversion rates. Now, we've been doing this since 2006, so over 15 years. We've done over 10 million visitors into this specific style of website in that time. We've done over $1 million per year. We've got the pilot program where we had a group of people come through, and 100% of those people got to the point where they're earning hundreds and hundreds of dollars per day. I think the minimum was about $400 per day, to give you a point there, a point of a data point. 3.15 million in ads. I mean, this is absolutely battle tested at this point, and because we're not doing any selling, we're able to get these monster conversions of between 30 to 60%. And if you think about like the math of money and the way that you actually make money, there are only a certain number of levers that you can pull in any business. One is the amount of traffic you can get, the other is what you're selling the product for, and the other is the conversion rate. And if you multiply these things together, that more or less tells you how much money you're able to make. So here, if we start with the amount of money that we make each time we get a commission, we're not talking, $1, $2. We're normally talking, and often talking, $100 or more per commission. And then if we look at conversion rate, we're getting sky high conversion rates because we're not selling anything. So it's so much easier to earn a commission and to convert someone when there's no transaction in the middle, because a transaction is a natural barrier for many people. Even if it's a tiny transaction, it's still a barrier and it's still going to lower the conversion rate. We've removed that barrier completely, and as a result, we get these astronomically high conversion rates. And that means that we don't actually need that much traffic. There's plenty of traffic to be had because we're using the likes of Microsoft, Google, free traffic as well. So the traffic is pretty much unlimited, honestly. The competition is absolutely zero because of the way that we're getting this traffic. We're not selling anything. It's not like I'm selling, a tripod on Amazon and there are 10 other people selling the exact same thing. This is not like that. We're not competing on selling a product. We're getting traffic, and as a result, we can make these huge commissions. And we can set this whole thing up in under 24 hours. And that's why this really is a 24-hour cash flow system. So I'm going to talk right now about 16 differentiating points, 16 of my favorite things about this model, and then I'll share with you how you can get started. So firstly, I've mentioned this a couple of times, there's no selling. This is the only business model that I know of online, even offline, where you can make a lot of money, like thousands of dollars per day, without needing to sell anything. So that's a huge differentiator. Very, very high profit margins. I mean, if we're making $3,000, $5,000 in a day, we're typically getting 50% profit on that. So we're aiming for 50% profit margins. It's very, very simple. I don't know of any online business model that is simpler than this one. We start off by finding an offer that's simple. We can do that in a matter of minutes. Setting up a web page, I can do that in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It might take you a wee bit longer. Let's say it takes you 10 minutes, done in no time. And then you activate very, very simple forms of traffic. And just on that traffic point, this is traffic that wants to get what you've got. This is not interruption driven traffic. We're not running some kind of an ad on Facebook that jumps out at people and interrupts them when they want to be doing something else. This is where someone is searching for something. I'll give you an example. They could be searching for Philadelphia home loans, or home loans in Philadelphia, or something along those lines. And then if your ad is there and is able to connect them with someone that actually gives them what they want, then you're giving them what they want. And Google, Microsoft, and the different traffic platforms that we use, they love these types of websites. The business model is incredibly robust, completely legitimate. There's nothing scammy about it at all. I mean, you just have to look at the huge types of companies that participate in this. And you might be wondering as well, like, why would Apple and American Express and Uber and all of these others participate in this form of marketing? What's in it for them? Well, this is just another tool in their toolbox. So they do TV commercials, they do sponsorships, they do ads on the internet, and they also do this, and they empower an army of marketers, people like me, potentially people like you, who can make really good money by passing on information to them that is targeted to the customer profile that they're after. So it's very, very simple. There's very low risk. There's no inventory. You get started with a micro budget, so in that $5 to $25 per day range for ads. So you're dipping your toes in the water, and you can see how it works. And you're not going to need much traffic to sanity check that the whole system is working for you, because of the astronomically high conversion rates that we can see. There's no barriers to entry. You don't need any technical know-how, special abilities or anything like that. You don't have to be located in the United States. You don't need special bank accounts. You don't need special companies set up or anything like that. There's no barriers to entry. There's no Facebook. There's no social media much really really at all. Not that that's a problem, and you could probably work that in. It's just not how we run the model. The traffic is very, very simple. It comes mainly from search engines, and it comes from people who are actively searching for what you've got. So you are delivering value, which is quite a differentiator from a lot of business models out there. It's very, very fast. I mean, of the pilot program and the beta testers that we came through, I think the vast majority of them actually saw results the very same day that they turned the traffic on. Now, traffic is what's going to lead to being able to make money. So if you're not getting any traffic at all, then you can't expect to make any money. But the day you turn that traffic on, I am very confident that you will be able to see results coming in the form of commissions for your business. There's no huge capital outlay that you need up front. This is not like you're going out there and you're buying inventory or anything like that. You don't need a huge ad budget. I mean, you're just dipping your toes in the water with a handful of dollars per day. It's not something that sucks up much time. In fact, of the 6 different multi-million-dollar businesses that I've built over the past 15 or so years, this is the only one of those that I can run on my own without any kind of a team whatsoever. So it's quite refreshing, actually, that as a solopreneur, this is something that people can come along to, and with a very small amount of time can actually make huge amounts of money for. So it's not something that you're going to be needing to do 10, 20, 30 hours per week. In fact, you're going to get to a point where you can just check in for 5 minutes each day, make sure things are working, and leave it running. And also that's related to the traffic, because the traffic that we get is not something that we have to be reinventing every 5 days. I mean, some of our ads have been running for years on end, and we never touch them because they're simple and they just keep delivering. And then in terms of the work you have to do, like operationally, there's really nothing to do. You've got a simple one-page website. People come into it, they put their information on, you send them somewhere else, and you make money. That's it in a nutshell. So there's nothing else that you need to do. There's no customer support. There's no dealing with delivery of products or logistics or anything like that. There's no refunds and returns because you're not actually selling anything. So it's very, very low time, and there's no single point of failure with this. It's not like you're going to get booted off some platform and you can't do this anymore, which is, you know, what does happen with a lot of other business models I've seen online. So that's a breath of fresh air. You don't need a team, as I mentioned. I mean, I don't even know what you would have a team do. Could you have a virtual assistant doing something for you? I guess you could have them checking in 5 minutes a day to make sure things are going, but this is incredibly highly leveraged, that you do the work one time, you set up the machine, and then it just works for you. There's no competition. I mentioned a little bit about this. Just the nature of the business model means that the competition, if there is any, is incredibly low, and the conversion rates are incredibly high for all the reasons that we've discussed so far. This is a real business that you're building here. It's something that you can be proud of, and it's a real sellable asset because of the enormous profitability. Now, as I mentioned at the very beginning, this opportunity to invest in 123 Profit is closing very, very soon. I mean, we're practically at capacity now, and depending on when you're watching this video, there may only be hours left to be able to get in, if that. So you need to take action, and I know that it can be scary getting into something like this. So what we've done is we've made sure that you have got absolutely no risk whatsoever, at least from a financial standpoint, when you jump in, because you've got a 30-day money back guarantee. So you can change your mind. It doesn't matter if it's 29 minutes from now, 29 days from now. If you just change your mind, you don't need any reason at all. You can just send us in a support ticket and say, look, I changed my mind. We will give you your money back. No hard feelings, no questions asked. Now, we are so confident in everything that we've put together here and in our ability to help you, regardless of what you may or may not have achieved in the past, to actually make money with this, that we've got a 60-day double your money back guarantee. Now, what this means is if you work through the system, you use the support system that we've got in place, you follow the recipe step by step by step, you actually do the work. If in 60 days you're not making money from this, then we will not only return your investment, but we will double it. So that's how confident we are here. And again, we're trying to put you in a place where you've got complete peace of mind, where you know that from a logical, a rational standpoint, you don't stand to lose any money at all. I mean, you could potentially lose a bit of time if you come in and you test it out and you decide it's not for you, but that's why we've got the 60-day double your money back guarantee. So I want you to be completely relaxed coming into this. I don't want you to feel afraid or feel like you've got any risk, because you simply don't have any risk. I think the biggest risk that you've got though is missing out and not being able to do this. And this is something that happens every year. For more than a decade now, I've been releasing programs like this once a year where I talk about the thing that's working in my business the best at any given moment in time. This is the first time that we've spoken about this model. It's the first time that I've had everything ready to be able to do it. It's the first time that we've had the profit suite and everything packaged up in a way where someone who doesn't know anything about this can come in and use it and get results. Now, people will miss out though, because people are going to get stuck or not make a decision, and if you fall into that trap, then you're going to miss out on this too. Now, what I want you to know is that you don't even have to make like a final decision today, but you can put yourself in a position where you can get into the members area, you can check all of this out, you can make sure that it's as good as what I'm telling you it is, and then you can make your decision. And if you decide to keep it, fantastic, go forward, and I'm sure you're going to be able to build a life-changing business from this. Or if it's not for you, that's also fine. Just send us an email and we will return every penny that you have paid us. Okay. Now, I don't want you to think on this too much, because if you do that, you're going to risk missing out when when we hit capacity, which is going to happen here. And I also don't want you to sort of wait for everything in your life to be perfect to do something like this, because I call that the when-then trap. And that's when people thinking about something and they say, or sometimes they say to me, Aidan, I'm going to start that new business when such and such is happening in my life, or I'm going to start that new diet when I'm feeling better. But life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't wait until you've got everything perfect and then serve you up what you need in your life or what you want to achieve. You get what you want to achieve when you take the actions to actually achieve it. Now, it seems obvious. It is actually obvious, but a lot of people get sucked up in the flow of life and the speed of life, and life just passes them by, and they fall into this when-then trap, and they start waiting and waiting and waiting. But you can get results in your life when you take action, and most importantly, when you do something that's new. So if you want to have new results appearing in your life this year, then do something new this year. Do something that's radically different. That's the best way to get radically different results. Now, when we were putting all of this together and thinking about how we wanted to package it up, we came at it from a viewpoint of what would people need? What would people need to stack every chance of success in their favor? And we went about building that. We went about building the blueprint, the coaching, the case study, the tools, absolutely everything, and packaging this up. And only then, and only at that point, did we say, well, what should we sell this for? And originally, we were thinking of selling this for $9,997. Now, to put this in perspective, to give you some context, I've got a mastermind, which I charge $12,000 a year to be a part of. And in the past, we've sold courses that have been less than this for $5,000. So we thought, look, $9,997, we can absolutely justify that. We're talking about a 24-hour cash flow system that could change people's lives that we've never shared with anyone, and we are revealing absolutely everything. And we're talking about people getting to $500 in profit per day in 30 days. So this would be an absolute steal for $9,997. However, we also realized that would put it beyond the reach of most people who need this the most. And that's how we ultimately circled in and decided to sell it at a discount price today for one payment of $3,497, or a 4-part payment plan, 4 payments of $997, where you pay one today, you pay the next installment in 30 days, another 30 days after that, and the final one 30 days after that. So that's how you can get started. You can see a link somewhere around this video that you can click on to take your next steps here, and we would love to work with you, but you need to take this leap of faith. You need to put yourself in a position where you can win here, and by investing in this, you're doing something which is completely new. You're doing something that no one has done before, because this hasn't existed before. So you're going to get different results to anything that you've got in the past. You don't need any special talent or abilities. This is about the process. You don't need an enormous amount of time. I mean, with 5 hours per week, 5 to 10 hours per week, that's going to be plenty to be able to get you up and running. If you're confused about what this is all about, the best thing to do is to get in and just to use the simple system. That's going to clarify any confusion and get some results coming in. So start earning some money from this, and we'll help you do that. And then you're not going to be confused anymore. And if you're scared, like you've been burnt in the past, maybe you're worried that, is this right for you? Again, I just want to reiterate, from a rational standpoint here, you don't have any financial risk, because we're giving you a ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee where you don't need any reason, there's no hoops to jump through, nothing like that. We'll just give you your money back. No hard feelings, no questions asked. At least you would have given it a shot, and you're also backed up by the double your money back guarantee as well. So you need to move fast on this if you want to do this. This is an absolute game changer. I know it's going to change lives for some people that are watching this video right now, and some people are going to look back at this video in the future and remember the time that they were sitting there watching the video about 1, 2, 3 profit that I was sharing with you, and how that almost immediately changed your life. Because the moment that you get into this, you're going to have access to training and be able to hit the ground running. You're going to go in and you're going to be able to hit the ground running with this. Module 1 of the training is in there and ready for you. You need to take action right now though if you want to be able to secure your spot, because otherwise you are going to miss out. We are so close to shutting this down now. So go ahead, put your trust in us, put your trust in me, and let's do something different here. I look forward to working with you and helping you succeed online in 2023. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you on the inside.